This is the only voice the TVG Pacific Classic has ever known. He gives us the call of the 23rd running.
Classic. There's the roar from the Delmar Cloud. They sent on their way. Holding Glory had a spot of trouble after the start. The long shot Endorsement sets off for the lead. Game On Dude, beautiful though. Game On Dude crossing over, lovely now in the blue cap, and he'll go to the front. Meanwhile, Delegation's racing wide out. Delegation's halfway out in the track here. Doesn't appear to be lugging out. It looks like it was intentional, but he certainly went wide early. He's now dropping in. Blue Skies and Rainbows in fourth, then by Rama, Holding Glory. Farage has settled down in the 7th spot, 6 off them. The pace very honest early on. You Know I Know scrapes the paint. Doulahan's giving them 8-length start. On the outside, Geronimo. Then we come back to Richard's Kid, who's now back second last, and Kettle Corn is last. 12 lengths would cover the lot. On to the backstretch they go, and Game On Dude, nice and relaxed. Long rain out here. Game On Dude got it all his own way. He leads a length and a quarter. Delegation is tracking from second. Behind that is Endorsement and Blue Skies and Rainbows. 2 long shots, third and fourth. Here's the filly by Rama in the 5th spot, been followed by Farage. Geronimo is going for an early run. He's 5 wide, but Geronimo now moving up third. In comes Kettle Corn, only 6 off the lead now. Holding Glory going to try to find room at the rail. You Know I Know. Doulahan is last. Doulahan last with 3/8 of a mile to go. On the outside, Richard's Kid. They are coming to the quarter pole, and Game On Dude set sail for home. And it's Game On Dude being confidently ridden. He's clear by 3 big lengths at the top of the lane in the Pacific Classic. And it's all Game On Dude. Delegation, Geronimo behind that. Richard's Kid running on late. But this is total domination. We are looking at a walkover. Game On Dude, Martin Garcia and Bob Baffert romp in the Pacific Classic. 4-way photo for second. Kettle Corn, You Know I Know. Holding Glory ran a big one at the rail, and then Richard's Kid.
Game On Dude runs up the score in the TVG Pacific Classic. Everyone safely doubled their odds, and Bob Baffert takes a bow near our set here, and well done. I'd be curious to know if Bob thinks that's the best performance this horse has had in his career.
Right.
And
have you ever seen anything like that, Bob?
Bob's reference into the move at the gate by Delegation and Luis Contreras. And Martin Garcia was not worried one bit. He just dropped Game On Dude down to the rail. Talked to Mark Casse about getting to the front end with Delegation. Well, he never did. Game On Dude walked around and won 12 and 2. The race was over.
Yeah, it certainly was. But I tell you what, all the storylines come in the first move of what Bob Baffert was talking about. Here's Game On Dude up on the front end, and Delegation is the horse right there. And the move that Game On Dude made on the front end, I mean, he just exploded. The race was over after 112 and 3.
Yeah, you could see Martin Garcia never asking Game On Dude. You could see Luis Contreras all in with Delegation. Geronimo, he was the first one to make the move. I think that the guy on Geronimo, Corey Nakatani, recognized that the pace was slow. He's going to make the first move on the outside, and then he's going to stop. And then just a wall of horses here for second as Game On Dude, like Trevor Devin says, starts running up the score. Kettle Corn on the rail starts rolling. You Know I Know is in the middle of this at 40-1, the 5. I think he might have run second.
Tell you what,
third.
11.756 posted on the board. Game On Dude, and the partnership celebrates. Joe Torre very pleased. He knows what it takes to be a champion. Game On Dude is all that and more. Kettle Corn second, You Know I Know third, Richard's Kid fourth. But even after all that, the first thing that Bob Baffert referenced when we asked him about the race was the start. And what happened here with the 10 Delegation, Luis Contreras has Game On Dude to his outside, and watch what he forces Martin Garcia to do. In a 1.25 mile race, there's a lot of decisions, but Martin Garcia had a critical decision here early out of the gate.
My thing is, Simon, was Luis Contreras paying attention to Blue Skies and Rainbows, or was he paying attention to Game On Dude? Because you see, he is going out on the 13, and Game On Dude is starting to go to the inside.
Yeah, pause it right here. Can we pause it right here, and then we can show you all the major players. Here's Delegation. Blue Skies and Rainbows is right here to his outside. Meanwhile, while all this shenanigans is going on out here, Game On Dude has already ducked to the inside. That's him right here. He's got to where he wanted to be. And I tell you, earlier on today, when we were doing a little analysis of this race, I talked to trainer Mark Casse in the paddock yesterday, and his biggest concern was blue skies and rainbows. He goes, I don't care what we do, we're going to keep this horse out in the middle of the racetrack, because he thought he was the horse that was going to get to the lead. While that tussle was going on down the middle of the racetrack, Game On Dude just snuck in the back door.
Martin Garcia's like, thank you very
thanks
much.
a lot.
You might want to worry about the horses who earn $5 million and the horses earn $300,000.
Well, and what it led to was a soft pace. But even putting aside the advantageous pace, the final margin here is astonishing. This is one of the most dominant performances he's turned in 15 career wins, and another Keeneland sales graduate making their mark in a marquee race.
And by the way, a good ride by Martin Garcia.
And there's TVG's counsel.
General Counsel John Heineman, who's been with the company since its inception. TVG is the sponsor of the TVG Pacific Classic, and because of our partnership with Del Mar, it remains a $1 million race. And as pointed out earlier today, outside of when the Breeders' Cup visits the state of California, this is the only $1 million thoroughbred race offered in California.
I'll tell you what, I don't think Bob Baffert, 99.9% of the races he watches in the grandstand where you saw Joe Torre. I've never seen him watch. There's a room off to the side of our set where the paddock judge sits. Trainer Jerry Hollendorfer watches all his runners in there. Bob watched quietly in there, and he was beaming when he came out of there. He knows he's got an absolute horse that's at the top of his game with a win in your in berth for the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Yeah, and this is a horse that probably loves Santa Anita the most. And now you're starting to see maybe he's growing, and that 1.25 miles is not an issue anymore, and he's going to be the one to beat in the handicap division. No doubt about that. Wow, this is a smashing performance.
An exclamation point on what already has been a career year for Game On Dude, and that's coming off a year where he nearly earned $1 million, but he sits perfect on the year, 5 for 5, and you watched his best performance, with we expect more to come. Game On Dude takes a 23rd running of the TVG Pacific Classic. For many of the networks who've joined us, they are going to be leaving. I want to thank our producer, John Moussis, as well as director Chad Noche. For our colleagues here putting this broadcast together, Mike Joyce, Simon Bray, Caleb Keller, Paul LaDuca, I'm Todd Schrupp, and you witnessed a tour de force by Game On Dude in the TVG Pacific Classic. That will take your breath away. It is one of the most dominating performances ever witnessed in the TVG Pacific Classic. It was turned in by Game On Dude with the happy connections, Mike Joyce.
Here in the Woodford Reserve winner's circle after the TVG Pacific Classic, Game On Dude winning by 8 1/4 lengths, the largest margin of victory in the history of the Pacific Classic. I'm here with Martin Garcia and trainer Bob Baffert. Martin, first things first, what was it like to be reunited with an old friend?
You know what, it means a lot to me, and especially to ride one horse like that.
Bob, this performance is one for the ages, the largest margin of victory in the history of the Pacific Classic. Talk to us about the performance Game On Dude put out there today.
I was just thinking in the stretch, how much TVG had to pay out double there. But, no, it was a very emotional win for my wife and I, my family, and Bernie, because, this horse is, he's always lacked that little respect, and so I think today he's just proving that he's just getting better and better, and so everything worked out, and race went smooth, and I'm happy for Martin. He's the one that gets his horse ready for everybody, and he finally got a chance to get a nice fat check.
Well, the dude abides here in the TVG Pacific Classic with a performance for the ages.
And the winner's celebration continues, even with 2 races to come here at Del Mar. But let's take a look at the prices. And Game On Dude goes off as your post-time favorite as expected from 5 to 2 in the morning line. Game On Dude well-backed, and 540 looks like a gift after this performance. The 7 Kettle Corn, you have to take a look. The Hollywood Gold Cup form holds up here, Joaquin Jaime. The 1-2 finishers of the Hollywood Gold Cup are the 1-2 finishers in the TVG Pacific Classic.